Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Jana Lee. Today I'm going to talk about what the books that I've read so far in the month of May. It's only 3 books, so I've been kind of busy this month. The first one I read was The Red Queen. And I like this cover. But anyway, The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. And the tagline reads, "Power is a dangerous game." Okay. And it's a YA fantasy novel. It's in this fantasy world, everything is divided between class. So you have, well, it's not just class, it's blood. So red-blooded people are considered no better than slaves, basically. And then you have the silver blood people who have special powers, and they basically rule everything. They're basically seen as gods by most red-blooded people. So the main character, her name is Mare Barrow, and she is 17. She's about to turn 18. And once you turn 18 and graduate from school, you either have to have some kind of apprenticeship set up, or you go to the war. And she has no apprenticeship. She's not very involved in school because her and her family live in poverty. And she has 3 brothers, I think, and a younger sister. And her brothers are all shipped off to the war. She's about to graduate high school, and her sister is still in school, and she already has an apprenticeship. So her life is set. Her life is basically set. So Mare, she spends her time stealing since her family really needs money and lives in poverty like most other red-blooded people. Mare steals, which her family they don't just outright tell her, but they don't like the fact that she steals. And she'll steal food for them, like anything that she thinks the family needs, she goes and steals it. But sometimes they accept it, sometimes they don't, but they haven't outright told her just not to do it. So one night she's out, she goes to this area, to this like a tavern or a bar in another city. She meets this guy named Cal. She tries to steal for him, try to pick his pocket because he looked like he had a little bit of money. She tries to pick his pocket, and then he catches her, and they ended up like walking along together. And she just like pours her heart out to him and just tells how her life is just all messed up because she's gonna get sent to the war as soon as she turns 18, and she doesn't like her life because it's just she's tired of being poor, and she don't like how silver bloods treat the red bloods because they basically are like slave owners. Like red bloods are seen as filth by silver bloods. So she's telling him all this, and plot twist, Cal is the heir to the throne. He was just at the bar, I guess, just getting to know the people. He's heir to the throne. His dad is the king. Cal is first in line to get the throne. He has a younger brother named Maven, and the king is married to, I forgot the queen's name. I forgot her name. But she's not Cal's mother. Cal's mother is dead. And I think the king was in love with Cal's mother, but she died, and he married the current queen, and they had a child together, which is Maven. And so Maven is second in line. So Cal gets her a job working at the palace, and that's when she finds out that Cal is heir to the throne. And things get crazier when they're at this event where the nobles present their teen daughters to the princess. So they display their powers. And something goes wrong. Mare ends up falling, and spoiler alert, Mare has powers. She can control electricity, and she shoots out electricity all through, and all the nobles are shocked because they think reds don't have power. So the royal family scoop up Mare, throw her in a cell, um, and they're like, you either die, you have two options. You can die right now, or you can say you're a long lost noble like Silver, and we're gonna marry you off to Maven, which is Cal's brother. So she takes that option because she wants to live. And so she's maneuvering. They're teaching her how to act like a lady, and be more presentable, and because she's gonna be a princess. And Cal, he chose his. Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't choose his girl, but his family chose this bitch to be his betrothed, and she like has it out for Mare. And anyway, but Mare is like very attracted to Cal. Like right away when she meets him, she thinks he's very attractive. He's nice looking. He's very confident, and when they're together, they have such chemistry, and I like it. And but also she knows it's wrong to try to flirt with Cal because she's betrothed to Cal's brother. So she becomes closer to Maven, but which was a mistake because Maven and his Maven and his mother came up with this whole plot to kill the king, blame Cal, and try to kill Mare so Maven can become the king. And unfortunately, it worked. So, but Cal and Mare, they escaped. They were put to this test. They put them in a ring, and they were gonna like fight to the death with other silvers, different silvers. They escaped, and they got away. So and that was basically the end of the book. They got away. They hooked up with the this rebel group, and they got away. So that was that book, and I really liked that book. Out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 4. It was real well written. The characters were believable, well rounded. I like Mare. She's a little impulsive sometimes, but she's young. She's like 17. She's a teenager, so that she does make some dumb choices. And you're thinking like, oh my God, that is so stupid. Why would you do that? But you got to keep in mind, she's young. She's young. So there's that. But other than that, I like the story, and I'm looking forward to the next book. So stay tuned for part 2 on that one. The next book I read was Kingdom of the Wicked by, let me see, Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I love this cover. I love it. I love it. Look at that. So, anyway, Kingdom of the Wicked. It's another young adult novel. The main character, her name is Amelia. She has a twin sister named Victoria, and they're twins. They're I forgot how old they are. I want to say they're 18, I think. But the setting is in Italy, and it's not present day. It's because there were no cars or no, I can't remember exactly. I want to say sometime in the 1800s, I want to say. Or maybe earlier than that. Anyway, so Amelia and her twin sister, they work in the family business, which is a restaurant. and it's a Sicilian restaurant. And one night, Victoria, she doesn't show up to help out, and her sister, she doesn't got. Her sister is Amelia is noticing that Victoria's been kind of distant and secretive lately, and she's kind of her sister is kind of a bit of a prankster and acting silly. She's like a free spirit, really. That describes her perfectly, like a free spirit. And I thought she was annoying, actually. She wasn't in the book very much, but Victoria was annoying to me. So when she came up dead, and her sister, her sister found her. It's not funny, but her sister found her in a monastery, dead, her heart ripped out, and she was just there. Amelia was just there at the monastery a few days ago because she was there with Father Antonio. She's kind of close to him. They grew up in the same neighborhood, and he kind of has a crush on her. Yeah, you'll find out why that's crazy later on. So he kind of has a crush on her, but he decided to to join the monastery and become a priest or father or whatever they call him. Um, So anyway, so once she discovers her sister is dead, she immediately wants to find out who the killer is and exact revenge, which anybody would, of course. So her grandmother Nonya she is encouraging her, like, look, you need to let this go. I sense evil and demons, and but her grandmother is always talking about evil and demons, and be careful. She's very overprotective. So Amelia just like, I don't want to listen to this. And she went and started dabbling in dark magic and ended up bound to the one of the princes of hell, one of the seven princes of hell, Wrath. And she bound herself to him, and she did it. They ended up betrothed. That's what it was like. That kind of bound, like that kind of bond she had created by accident, actually. and and so she made him like help her try to find her sister's killer. And as they're out looking around, she finds that the other princes of hell are also snooping around and have their own motives to being in the area and looking for a witch. They're all, each one of them are looking for something, and it takes her and Wrath a while to figure out what exactly that they're looking. I think Wrath already knew, but he didn't want to tell her. But um, so she suspects that one of the princes is the one that killed her sister. So she's running around trying to get more information on which one it is. And I'm just going to jump straight to the end. She goes around the world and back just to discover that Father Antonio killed her sister. Look in my face. Father Antonio killed her sister. So what was the point of meeting all these princes of hell? Like, look at this book. Look at all these pages. I read all those pages just to discover that Antonio killed her sister. Why? Why? I mean, that could have been a novella. So I was kind of annoyed with that. I mean, one of the princes had kind of tricked Father Antonio into killing Victoria because, he found out that they were witches, and, they don't, since they're Christian, they think witchcraft is of the devil. And so he felt that it was his right to kill Victoria, and he killed her and ripped her heart out. So, yeah. So I just felt like it was a waste of time going through all that just to discover it was Father Antonio. And I almost threw the book across the room. That's how frustrated I was. So I will give this out of 5 stars. I give it a 3. Um, the book was interesting, but once you get to the end and found out what actually happened, you're like, what? But then it's like, well, she was killed at the monastery. You mean to tell me that nobody in the monastery knew what had happened? But then again, there wasn't really any security there. You know what I mean? At the monastery, anybody could have went in, but I just found that kind of just. I would have suspected them, especially they don't like witches, and a witch is dead in the monastery. I suspected them right away. I knew something was up with Antonio from the very beginning of the book. But anyway, I just feel like I wasted my life reading all these pages. Okay, we're gonna move on. Next book. I haven't exactly finished. I'm just a few chapters away of finishing Lore by Alexandra Bracken. And the tagline of this book, look at the cover. I love the cover. Hold up, let me get the. Look at this cover. Medusa. Yes. Yes. I love it. So the tagline reads, bind your fate to mine, which is basically what happened in the book. Laura, she ends up binding her fate to the goddess, what's her name? The goddess of war. It's not Artemis. Artemis is her sister. It wasn't Artemis. Athena. Athena. And once Athena showed up at her door, that should have been a clue like something ain't right. But of course, Lore, that's her on the cover. She let Athena talk her into, but she's 17. This is another YA novel. So she was 17. Lore Perseus is the main character. She's the last of her family, of her kind, of the Perseus line. Her family was brutally murdered. I'm going to read the blurb. Every 7 years, the Agon begins. As punishment for the past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. They are hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. Long ago, Lore Perseus fled the brutal world, turning her back on the hunt's promises of eternal glory. After her family was murdered by a rival line. For years, she pushed away and thought of revenge against the man, now a god, responsible for their deaths. Yet, as the hunt draws over New York City, 2 participants seek her out. Castor, a childhood friend Lore believed to be dead, and Athena, one of the last of the original gods, now gravely wounded. The goddess offers Lore an alliance against their mutual enemy and a way to leave the Agon behind forever. But Lore's decision to rejoin the hunt, binding her fate to Athena's, will come at a deadly cost, and it may not be enough to stop the rise of the new god with the power to bring humanity to its knees. So, Athena shows up on her doorstep, gravely wounded, and she claims she can help Lore find out for Lore to get revenge on her family. So, the god, it wasn't Apollo because Castor has Apollo's power, which he doesn't even know how he got the power. But I really did like this book. I'm just a few chapters away from finishing, but I like the book. It is action packed. Characters are awesome. Um it's just a lot going on in the book, and I like it. I like it. I like it. I don't know what else to say. I just really like it. The only thing I didn't like was the love story between Castor and I was about to say Mare. That's in another book. Castor and Lore. Um, he just shows up at the beginning of the book. She thought he was dead. Come to find out, he's a god, and he took Apollo's power. Um, he and he reveals like later in the book that he's in love with her, and she just kind of, and all of a sudden they're just in love. Like, but they spent most of the book talking about how good of friends they were. Um, it would jump back in time, and it would tell about her how she and Castor would sneak out together to go play in Central Park, or she would sneak to go see him because he was a sickly child, and she wanted to protect him, and she was really his protector, but she was very wild, and she was I hate to say savage because she wasn't really savage, but she got caught up in this lifestyle that they lived where your greatest aspiration will be eternal glory. So she was into that, and he really wasn't. And I think it's because he had leukemia. Like, he was sickly. Like, she thought he was dead because he was on the deathbed in the last Agon, and she was told he was dead. But he became the god Apollo. He took over his powers, actually. Um, so then Athena shows up at her door, wounded, about dead, or so she thought. And she thought she was binding her fate to Athena. Later on, Athena was like, I would never bind my fate to yours. I just wanted your family's treasure, which was Zeus had given a shield to the line of Perseus. And you cannot just give the shield away. Well, you can't just steal it. It has to be given to you, freely given to you. And her whole plot was to become close with Lore and take the shield, because she's trying to get to this realm of the gods or something like that. She wants to end the Agon so she can go be with her father, Zeus. So once that came out, which she knew not to trust Athena. She knew not to, but she went ahead because she wanted revenge so badly. She just looked past Athena's past. Like, Athena is a bitch. Like, she has no feelings. No feelings. She doesn't care who she kills. Like, and Lord knew this, but went along anyway. And to find out at the end, Athena was just playing you. Like, girl, you should have seen this coming. These are gods. You think they care about you? So we're at the end. Whoever took over Ares' power, he's trying to end the Agon and become the ultimate god. So right now they're trying to spoil his plot. Lore, she has the shield. She hid it. And she's been telling everybody this whole time that she does not have it, but she hid it. She knew exactly where it was. And it was right under Ares' nose. Like, it was in one of his old properties. She hid it there when she was 10 years old. So now they're going to try to stop his plan. So, but anyway, the only thing I didn't like about this book, like I said, was the love story. They spent the whole time developing this strong friendship bond, and all of a sudden, Castor's like, well, I love you. And then she's like, okay. And then all of a sudden, they're in love. I just thought that was just odd. They need to develop that some more. But it was well written, action packed, characters well developed. I loved it. So I would give this 4.5 stars out of 5 stars. So, good book. And I hope you enjoyed my reviews of these books. And I will catch you in the next video. And have a good weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day if you're in the United States. And I will see you later. Bye.